Hello and welcome to the Staunch. My name is Mrs Mahogo, and I'm so excited for you to be joining me today. So we have a very special guest. Her name is Ndlangisa, and she's a media mogul in the print world. She's here to help us explain the print media and everything that's currently going on in that particular field. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. As for media mogul, my God.
You are an inspiration for some of us.
Thank you.
Who are really into the print media world and basically the journalism world and the media world as a whole. So just to start it off, what are your thoughts on the current state of print media?
Oh my God, it's sad. It's really, really sad because obviously we grow up with magazines, especially when I grew up in magazines, all the magazines, and now you grow up and then you get to work for them and then you slowly see them shutting down one by one because of whether it's the economy, it's advertising, or people can't afford them anymore, or actually the world's moving digitally. It's just sad to see that you don't get to a hard copy anymore. It's not as special as it used to be. Yeah.
And what is your take on the whole media versus technology versus print media? What is your whole take on that?
I haven't worked on both. I've worked on print, and for the past 4 years I moved digital. I think there's a space for both to live, because at the end of the day we're catering for two different markets. You know, with print and I think when you know who your market is, you'll get it right. So magazines like Bona, Drum, Move, I don't see them shutting down anytime soon, because you can see that they know who they're speaking to. So there's space to live on both, because digital is for younger people, it's for us, it's for people with smartphones and stuff.
Yes.
We forget, because we live in a digital world, we forget that our mothers, our grandmothers in the rural areas,
reading the news.
Exactly. So we keep forgetting about them and we think about, oh, digital is taking over. But it might be taking over in our little world, but there's definitely a space for print and digital to coexist. Yes.
So would you advise a young person who's interested in print media to explore going into that media? Is it still safe to basically study to go into print media for those people that have the passion?
I think I wouldn't advise you to open your own magazine or open your own newspaper, but I would advise to actually try and go. I don't know, when I studied, I'm old, so when I studied there was only
Don't expose yourself.
When I was studying in university, there was either you majored in print or broadcasting,
yes,
or both if you wanted to. So I chose to major in both, and so now I don't know if universities offer majoring in print or online. I don't know how it works now, but I would definitely suggest that you take as much as you can. If you can major in both print, online, and broadcasting, do it. There's always going to be, and I know that the word is print is dying, but I don't think so. There'll always be print, there'll always be newspapers, there'll always be magazines, there'll always be something.
Because there's an audience for that particular.
Yeah.
So then, for somebody who's already started their own print media production or something like that, what would your advice be, taking into consideration the current state of the South African economy? Would you advise them maybe to merge with somebody who's already bigger, or
I don't
how
know.
would you?
I don't advise to merge, because sometimes you lose ownership of your baby. Because if I start my own magazine and then you have your own and you're bigger than me and I merge with you, chances are I'm slowly gonna just die and then it's gonna be your thing. Yes. So I would suggest, if you want to start your own print publication, whatever, try online. Try online.
Okay.
That's where the money is at the moment. That's where advertisers are at, because with online you get to see how many people read your advert, saw your adverts. Unlike with print you have to wait 3 months. With magazines, I'm not sure about newspapers, but magazines, and advertiser would have to wait 3 months for us to be able to let them know the circulation, the numbers and everything. But with online, you can upload your adverts right now, and then tomorrow I can tell you that 50,000 people saw your adverts, 20,000 people converted to customers. So I think, because where the money is at right now, take your print publication and just make it an online and put it online, because running print is expensive. You're gonna have to pay printers. We saw with Ndlangisa closing down. One of their biggest debt was because they were not paying printers. Exactly. So it's just it's an expensive business to go into. So I would suggest online. Just try and just run it online. And depending on also who your market is.
Yeah. So what would your advice be to somebody that says, I want to get into the print media, but I'm not so clued up on which careers are available for young people in the print media? So can you just briefly explain to us or name a couple of career paths that are available there?
Well, there's the writer, obviously.
Yes.
That's what builds the magazine. You can be a writer. If you are more of a creative person, you can be a designer, because I mean there are pretty pictures and the pictures need to go with the words, so someone has to do that. You can be a researcher if you're someone who is more academic. So you can, if we're doing an article about drug mules, so obviously we need someone who's going to research, go out there and talk to people who've been in situations. You can be, an on-field reporter type of thing, You can be, and I know a lot of print, actually all of print publications also have online portals, so you can be a content producer for online and print. You can be a videographer for the online platform. So if we are a print magazine and we are shooting our cover and you want to be part of it, you can come with your video or your phone and come record the behind the scenes stuff and load it on YouTube. So there's so many things that young people can actually still do, despite contrary to popular belief that print is dying. There's so many opportunities, and obviously get this the editor. But if you want to start small, you can start as a copywriter, researcher, etc.
Having been in the industry for so many years, over 8 years I believe, what are some of the lessons that you've learned
about the industry? I've learned that it's not as easy as it looks, and it's not as glamorous as it looks. Like I've worked for what people find glamorous. I've worked for True Love, and every time I tell people that, oh my god, I work at True Love magazine, people are like, oh my god, it's so nice, I'd love to work there. And deep inside you're just like, girl, it's not as glamorous as it looks. The magazine comes out in years, but the work, it looks beautiful, but the work behind, And I think for me that has been my biggest, because I went in there thinking, devil wears Prada, it's going to be nice, it's going to be this, and then you get there and it's like, it's work, like you don't wear heels every day.
No,
like
you are on your
carry boxes and you
guys,
running around interviews. You sweat, this world, you're running around begging people for interviews, and you think that, oh no, because I work for a big publication, people are going to fall at my feet. No.
You sent the email for an interview request today, and then people wait like 2 weeks to get back to you, and by that time you've already called, and you are panicking. Deadline is here, and your boss is at your throat,
because they don't care. So that's for me the biggest lesson, is like it's not as glamorous as it looks, like a lot of people believe in, especially the magazine industry, because of how the girls in the magazine world dress. You think, oh, you guys get freebies and get this and get that, but it's actually not as glamorous as it looks. You get to do a lot of dirty work.
What is your take on the presence of women in the print media?
There's a lot of women, but I don't feel like there's a lot of black women. So that's my issue with it. It's just that we don't have representation, Yes, you see True Love. I'm going to speak about the magazines I've worked for. True Love, Bona. It's a black magazine, but the people on top are white. The people who control it are white women, and they think they know black people. So it's just, for me, yes, women, I think it's a lot. It's a woman, incredibly. I mean, the last magazine I worked for was True Love. There was 18 of us, and there was only 4 guys. And theirs was just a design team. The whole team was women, which is nice. But I just always feel like at the top, there's not enough black women. And
to represent one place, I guess, it's all about.
What is about, what is black people about? Because white people always see us as, it's so crazy. This other time I was in a meeting, and then there's a client comes, and then they're like, is it Nestle or Danone? I'm not sure. They're like, we want to advertise Danone. Nutriday, actually. Nutriday has got this new yogurt that's fiber, that's healthy, whatever, so you want to advertise. So can you please write something about it? So I'm like, okay, cool. So what's the brief? What exactly do you want to tell people? And this white woman is like, oh no, we just want to educate black people about yogurt. I'm like, if you go to any black household, there's yogurt in the fridge. There's that 6-pack that we give to children. Like, we grew up with yogurt. So you guys basically, literally, you white people are sitting on top. Do you think that we are that poor or that dumb that we don't know anything about yogurt. So it's things like that get to you, and you're just like, no man, come on, we need more black people out there, we need more black women out there.
And people are gonna think that you're the racist one because you're speaking like that.
Exactly.
But people don't understand what we go through when we're in those offices, and then you have to put that fake smile on, and I hate it. Lord have mercy. Okay, we're getting heated up, I guess. So let's cool things down a bit. 3 items that you can't leave the house without.
Vaseline.
Yes, Vaseline.
Oh my God, Vaseline,
yes,
guys. Like,
everything. Vaseline. Ashy knees, ashy elbows, sleeves. Quickly fix.
Yes. A little bit of lip gloss, and of course my cell phone.
Yes. Cell phone. Always on this. She was just pressing it right now before we started shooting. She's always on her phone. Song that takes you back to your childhood.
Who? Jeez.
Song that just describe your whole childhood. Just one song.
Oh my God, I don't know. I would never ask me that. I've never thought about that. I guess it would have to be anything by like Bongo Muffin or maybe Mafika Solo. And then they also, you know how we black people are Sunday cleaning the stoop.
Yeah. 3 words to describe yourself.
Passionate, loyal, and sensitive. Yeah. It works against me most of the time.
You're so brave though that I think it sort of like falls behind. Like you this welcoming, happy person. You just bring light into the room when you get in. Like you came in here and then it's like, hey, I miss you. So going back to our conversation, you've managed to solidify yourself as one of the most important people or most recognized people in the print media. Please tell us more about your story and how you got to be working for such great platforms like Bona Magazine and True Love and ETV.
So I'm originally from Durban, and then I went to a high school where we didn't have career day, it was just one of those bad high schools where no one was there to nurture you. So when it came to matric, when I was in matric, I honestly just didn't know what to do with my career. I was just like, I'll do whatever, you know. And then my English teacher came to me. She was like, oh, what do you want to do after this? Like, what are you doing? I didn't even think I was going to be able to go to university because of my poor background.
Okay.
So the teacher was like, I was like, I don't know. I don't even think I want to go to university. She's like, no, I think you should try journalism because I've seen your writing, your essays and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Let me try it. So I applied for journalism in DUT. And I got rejected, and I was like, oh me, like rejected? What do you mean? So I was like, oh, is this a sign? Maybe I'm not supposed to do it. So I then went and did law, and I hated every moment in that class. Hated every moment. So I dropped out, and then I spent the rest of the year trying to figure out what exactly it is that I want to do, and I realized it is journalism. So during that year, I worked as a waitress, and I saved up a lot of money, and then I applied at TUT. For journalism.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I was able to, and then I got in, so all that money that I'd saved, I was able to use it for registration and raise and stuff. So but even at school, I was very playful. Very playful. My first year, I failed everything. Failed everything on my first year, and my parents didn't want me to study journalism. They didn't even want me to go to TUT. So I failed everything. I only passed the major. So I was able to go through the next year, but carry over the other subjects. And then the following year, I fell pregnant. So my parents were just like, we knew it, you're not supposed to do this, you need to come back home, you need to do this. I was like, I'm not coming home, I'm going to do this pregnant. So obviously my pregnancy kind of like forced me to pass and be the best. So luckily I passed and I did my 3 years. I did a diploma because I was just like, we don't have money for me to do, because I wanted to do like BTech and masters and stuff. I was like, let me just do my diploma. And luckily, I got an internship. I applied through, I don't know if they still do it, the Y Academy, YFM.
Yes, I've been applying.
So, is it?
One day I'm coming, YFM.
Watch this space. So I applied through the Y Academy and I got in. Oh, I didn't get in, but then the guys who were interviewing, they said they liked me, and then they were gonna put me as an intern on the actual floor, so I didn't get to be part of the Wire Academy.
Oh, okay.
And then while I was there, guys, I just hated every moment. I was just like, broadcasting is not for me. Like, it's not for me. I was there for a week, and after that, I was just like, you know what, it's fine. I quit. And after quitting, I was just like, I'm just gonna go home. And you know, when you apply for internship and you apply for jobs, you apply everywhere. You forget where you apply.
You applied somewhere.
Just like, I'm gonna go home. It's fine. I'm going back to Durban. We'll see what happens there. And then 2 weeks before I was supposed to go home, I got a call from Caxton magazines. They're like, oh, we see you looking for internship. We'd like to call you for an interview. So it was for a magazine called Your Family magazine. I'd never heard of it before. I don't remember applying for it ever. Get there, okay, I do my interview, and they're looking for an intern, journalist intern, a black to be specific, because the whole team was white. So I'm like, okay, cool, and then I got hired on the spot. But then, so Caxton, Your Family, so I'm at Your Family, it's a white magazine, I'm the only black person there, and across the corridor, it's Bona magazine. It's these black girls, and I'm just like, I want to get in there. That's where I want to get in, you know, because yes, this is nice, it's good for my career, but I don't feel at home. I see the black girls over there, and the editor is black. Everyone's just black.
Yeah.
And that's home. So I tried. I used to go there every day, beg them for a job, beg. And I'm sorry, we don't have anything. Luckily, the editor, I think she liked me. So she gave me an opportunity to freelance.
Oh.
So I started freelancing for Bona while I was working at Your Family. And as my contract with Your Family ended, the features writer at Bona resigned. So I was just like, the gods were just on my side.
God is doing the things.
Got the things for me. So I got into Bona, and I started as a junior features writer. And I left Bona after 2 years. I went to True Love magazine. Unfortunately, I was at True Love magazine for 4 months. The editor at that time and myself just couldn't get along. So I quit there with no plan B, because that's how bad it was. And luckily at Bona, they hadn't replaced me. So my editor was like, come back.
Okay.
Went back to Bona, but then when I went back now, they told me that the magazine is moving digitally, and they would like for me to be a digital editor, because when I was there the first time, I started the Facebook, Twitter pages. I was just interested in that. So I moved digitally to Bona. I became a digital editor there for another 2 years, and then from there I went to ETV, and then from ETV I went to True Love for the second time. So when I was at True Love for the second time, I was there as a digital editor.
Different
manager, different team, different everything. So that kind of worked out, and I stayed at True Love for 2 years. So I recently left, well, not recently, in December last year, I left True Love, because now I just felt, I could feel we were all getting nervous about the climate of print media. So we're all getting nervous, and we're all just like, guys, we need to go. We can see our friends are getting retrenched in Ndalo media. We can see people, so everyone is just scared.
It was scary.
It's scary, because now you're sitting here, and you're just like, yes, True Love is a nice magazine, but you know the numbers, you know what's going on behind the scenes. So now you have to think for yourself and be like, okay, cool. Do I want to sit here until I get retrenched? Do I want to sit here until the magazine shuts down? So let me move on. So that's when I decided then to move to corporate. So I'm now at Samsung, and I work there as a copywriter.
Your story is so inspiring. I mean, like, from failing to having a baby, but you didn't.
Yes.
What inspires me is you didn't feel sorry for yourself and be like, okay, I'm facing all these challenges, so I'm just gonna go home and sit there, and my mom and my dad are gonna take care of me. You stood up and you did things for yourself.
I did think about going home and letting them take care of me. It was easier,
yeah,
but I was like, oh no.
What's inspiring is that you didn't take that easy route. You stood up for yourself. So I feel like this is a very inspiring moment for me, and I hope for other young people out there that
I hope so.
They're learning something from your story, that you don't just give up because things are not working out.
And also we
keep trying.
We grow up in a culture where having a baby means the end of the world. It's actually not. It's not, guys.
It's not.
If you
not that we encourage people
don't go have babies.
No. But if it's already happened to you, that you get a baby at a young age and all of that, it's not the end of the world. Stand up, dust yourself off, and move on. Look for something. Do something. Start something. Yeah, the story is so inspiring. So, you describe yourself as an ambivert on a mission to elevate the voices of Black women everywhere. So, can you please tell us a bit more about that, and what got you to start such an initiative?
Because I started working at a white magazine, I felt like this magazine is white. And I just felt like you page through it. Yes, black people are not the target markets for that magazine, so there will not be any black people. But that broke my heart, you know. And then when I moved to Warner magazine, and my editor there, her name is Ndlangisa, she was so amazing to me. And everything that every story I would write, she would say, is she black? I want to interview this expert about, she's like, is she black? Literally everything that we will not go out, the magazine will not go out if this is not about a black woman. So I started realizing, I was like, okay, cool, because I came from a magazine where black people are not even considered. And now I'm in when you come from a magazine like that, you start thinking that, hey, maybe black people aren't doing anything anyway.
Your mind starts being brainwashed.
Exactly. And then I'm at a magazine where it's black people, black woman, black woman, black woman. And the more I started interviewing black women, the more I realized that no, man, we've got so much to offer. Black women are smart, and with this and with that, and there's so much to offer. And the more interviews I did, the more I was just like, these are the people I want to represent. I feel like black women are the least represented people in every industry, in every world, every country, in every way. Like you go around, black women are literally guys, we are the bottom tier. And it's just that
it's very heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, but black women are carriers of. Literally, black women are carrying everything, but you are the least talked about person. So after then, I was just like, okay, cool. My mission is literally to only work for black publications and to only push the black agenda. Like that's what I want to do, and I'm not even apologetic about it. You know, sometimes I get on Twitter. This other chick was just like, I said that I'm out here to elevate the voices of black women. This girl was like, what about other women? And I said what I said. I said what I said. I did not stutter. I'm not apologetic about it. If you're a black woman, obviously black men too, but black men already have it a little bit easier than black women in the corporate space, in the
because already they are men, and the other thing is men, like all men in general, they earn more than women even if you're doing the same job.
Exactly. So you know the hierarchy, it's white man, white female, black man, and black woman. So I was just like, no, I'm going to be here for black women. However, whatever it takes, that's my motto, is to just get black women out there to be heard, to be seen, because we haven't been in the longest time.
Since you do such amazing work, and I feel like you're just working all the time, what are some of the activities that you do to just relax?
Because I've been in that industry, the entertainment industry, you go to events 3-4 times a week. So there comes a time where you don't want to see a club. You don't want to see an event. You just want to be home. So outside my work, I'm a very boring person. I literally sit at home and I watch TV, or I sit outside by the pool, whatever it is. But my ideal of relaxing is just sitting alone and just be by myself.
What would your general advice be to a young person who's watching right now?
My God, like, do not listen to anyone who's going to tell you otherwise. You know, listen to this. We all have something.
Yes.
We all have a gut. We all have something inside that tells you what you're doing is right and what you're doing is wrong. Listen to the one that tells you you're wrong. And there's so many people who are going to tell you, like people will break you by saying little things like, be realistic. No, if you want to create a channel,
be relevant.
And you're just like, no.
Why is being relevant going to get you? If it's not whatever they are saying be relevant to, it's not working for you.
And also, it's not who you are.
Yeah.
I think the minute you are so
don't
try to yourself. Don't be trying to be someone else. Don't listen to other people trying to tell you what to do. But when you stay true to yourself and you do what fulfills you, you will go far. And obviously then talk to other people, reach out. I know there's this notion that women hate. I don't believe in it. I've hardly met women who've brought me down. Instead, when I meet women, it's always like, oh my God, so how do I do this? Women are always very, very welcoming to help. Men also, everyone, a lot of people are very open to helping. Ask questions. Be that irritating person who asks questions. And most importantly, just stay true to yourself. Don't try and fit in. Don't try and do something just because she's got a YouTube channel. Now you want a YouTube channel. No, if that's not what you wanted last year, why all of a sudden do you want it, And even if you think that what you're doing is not good enough, trust me, someone out there. It's a thing that, it's cliche as it sounds, just work hard. You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching.
And you could get that call that could just change your life because of just keep pushing your own initiative.
When something is authentic, it's very inviting. For me, even I'm not a YouTube person, but sometimes I watch YouTube channels and I'm like, oh, this is so authentic. Touch the editing, something's wrong with the editing, or maybe the phone did this, but for me it's not.
It doesn't
matter
face
because
you.
the authenticity, like when you're authentic and you stay true to yourself, you will win. And yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We had the bubbly Amanda. Where can people find you on social media?
I'm only on Twitter. I won't count Instagram because I'm private. So I'm only on Twitter at Ndlangisa. I'm literally the only Ndlangisa. So you won't struggle.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
You are so amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye and God bless.